All right, guys, I've got to share this story with you because this is really cool. There are schools that are basically turning themselves into these solar powerhouses. And looking at this photo here, it shows you school roofs can become essentially solar farms. I don't know why more schools aren't doing this, but in this new report, it says that 15 schools in Wayne County, West Virginia, are going solar. And they say that the enormous savings will fund bringing in new teachers. I mean, it doesn't really get much better than this, does it? Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching The Electric Viking. Need expert advice on what car to buy, what solar system to get, what home battery to get, or potentially for your business? You can get, guys, a one-on-one consultation directly with me, 60 minutes of tailored guidance. This might help you avoid making a huge mistake spending money when you shouldn't, or potentially save you a massive amount of money. Click the link in the description below because I can assist you, and why not? The link is in the description. And if you're not already a YouTube member, I'll put a link in the description below because that's the best way to support the channel. YouTube's new algorithm means that you're often not getting all of our videos in your feed. There's 7,500. I'm pretty sure you're probably not seeing a lot of them. In the description, there is a link to our newsletter. Click on that and you can get an update every day of all the latest news in the electric car industry. 6 rooftop solar systems are now finished, with 9 more underway across the district. The projects are expected to cut electricity costs by up to $200,000 per year for each school, right? That's a lot of money, $200,000 a year. That's got to be at least 2 additional teachers. For a rural district where energy is a major expense and is going to really affect what you can do, that's money that can go straight back into classrooms rather than into utility bills. And let's be honest, guys, it would make sense. And I expect that they'll also install batteries because then they can basically operate as energy arbitrators. I mean, they can sell electricity back to the grid. They can take it from the grid when it's cheap. What is really quite remarkable about this story as well is that in many countries around the world, solar is much cheaper than in the United States. In fact, here in Australia, it's about 65% cheaper. So the fact that many schools here in Australia don't have solar is kind of insane when you think about if American schools can do this and are doing this and are going to save themselves hundreds of thousands a year, why does not every school here in Australia, which is an extremely sunny country where solar is much cheaper, why do they not all have it? They should. West Virginia-based solar company Solar Holler is developing the installations. The district signed a long-term power purchase agreement, or PPA, which locks in a fixed electricity rate without requiring the schools to pay upfront construction costs. The financing that made the projects viable came from Evergreen, a marketplace that connects companies looking to buy long-term renewable energy certificates with projects that need funding. So a lot of schools can't fund them. This enables them a way to fund them, or to fund getting solar. Evergreen aggregated demand from corporate buyers willing to pay for what it calls high-impact RECs, which support new renewable energy projects and community benefits. Now, guys, I've got to say, I'm I'm very, very surprised. I've done some research after reading about this and discovered that there are quite a few extremely wealthy Americans, I'm talking billionaires, who are giving back to the community in ways that are truly remarkable. And they don't even publicize it. These people are putting 50% or more sometimes of their money into these kinds of projects, into helping the community, into helping individuals. And we should be talking about them. We're not. We talk about these other billionaires. We talk about uh, ridiculous sort of stories in the news that are just largely nonsensical, things that don't matter, things that you're never going to remember after a week. And we should be focusing on saying to these people, thank you for the contributions you're making, because they are making, like, whose name do you hear here? Do you hear any famous people's names? No, you don't, do you? But I guarantee you that there's some billionaires that are contributing to this. Need expert advice on what car to buy, what solar system to get, what home battery to get, or potentially for your business? You can get, guys, a one-on-one consultation directly with me, 60 minutes of tailored guidance. This might help you avoid making a huge mistake spending money when you shouldn't, or potentially save you a massive amount of money. Click the link in the description below because I can assist you, and why not? The link is in the description. Anyway, those REC contracts create an additional revenue stream for the solar developer, helping move the installations forward while ensuring the school districts secure an electricity rate that delivers immediate savings. And of course it would, because they're going to generate a lot of electricity. I mean, school is during the day, right? It's when it's sunny. It's the perfect scenario. It's a perfect place for actually putting in solar. In some of the projections we were looking at over the life of this PPA, it's basically going to fund 2 teaching careers, said Todd Alexander, Superintendent of Wayne County Schools. The companies that have been involved in our project, they're helping contribute to our savings, which is helping us provide services for students. So it's a benefit for the entire community. In addition to lowering costs, utility bills, I mean, probably for some schools, maybe even getting rid of them up to by 70 or 80%, the solar arrays are going to avoid 2,500 metric tons of carbon dioxide emissions every year. That's equivalent to around 560 gasoline-powered cars from the road annually. So every school is eliminating thousands of cars in terms of their emissions. The project brings clean energy investment to a region, says Electric, historically tied to coal production, while supporting local jobs and maintaining their systems. Nearly 8,000 rural school districts across the US are currently facing funding problems. And I remember watching the TV series, The Wire. Have you guys seen the show The Wire? It's pretty old now, but a lot of that show was about funding issues that schools have in many districts in the United States, in ways that they try to raise funds and all the compromises they have to make to try and raise funds. Some of those compromises you don't want to make if you don't have to. Now, hopefully, all of these 8,000 rural school districts, all of these tens of thousands of schools get solar systems, get batteries. If we can find, if this continues, then energy costs for these schools will crash. Their ability to actually invest in kids, in students, in teachers will drastically improve. Guys, let me know what your thoughts are. I really like this story. I hope you do too. Thanks for watching. Thinking about getting solar, a home battery, or an EV charger? Check out Australia's best free comparison tool, because it could save you a lot of money. Guys, click on the link below in the description and you can see how much you can save. Alternatively, give Resync a call. They are the guys who installed my battery and my home solar. I'll put a link to them as well in the description.